there, guys. It's Liz Allen from KitLife.net. KitLife creates planners and other positive products for women to help them to do more, be more, and give more. And today, I'm here to chat with you guys about habits. Super excited. So, we'd like to start by sharing our thoughts on the wrong side of the bed. We have this theory that the wrong side of the bed is not the wrong side of the bed at all. It's merely this state of awareness, this understanding when we first open our eyes in the morning that there's a lot to do and we haven't even had a cup of coffee yet. Those mornings that you wake up and you feel like you're on the wrong side of the bed, it's because there's a lot to do and perhaps you're feeling just a little bit unprepared. And so if you, like many, ever have these types of mornings, even if it's once in a while or once in a blue moon, we have found that if you implement a good and intentional set of habits into your daily routines, you're gonna alleviate yourself of those feelings first thing in the morning. There are tons and tons and tons of benefits that habits can bring to us. But really, the biggest benefit is that it makes life easier. You're able to do the things that you want to do without having to think much about it. Because once you cultivate those good habits, you're almost on autopilot in a way. Things start to happen in a much more automated or automatic kind of way. So, first thing first, how do we get started? If you ask anybody here on our team, we're gonna say the best way to get started with anything is a brainstorm. And so I encourage you to ask yourself a few questions. The very first question is, what tasks in your life cause you frustration? Number two, what time of the day do you find to be the most difficult? And then number three, what do you find yourself complaining about the most? Try to answer those questions as elaborately as you can, and feel free to put down multiple answers for each of those. The ticket to implementing good habits that are gonna make change in your life is finding habits that are going to alleviate pain points. And those questions that we've just prompted you to ask yourself, those are questions that are gonna help you to uncover the pain points that exist in your life. Something that's super key here. You can't resolve pain points that are outside of your control, okay? Angry boss, big cell phone bill, those are not things that we can control. There's not much that we can do about those things simply by implementing habits, right? But hopefully you get a wonderful set of habits implemented, and so you're a little bit happier, and so your boss becomes a little bit easier to deal with, and maybe the AT&T bill too. Let's get back to the plan. You're gonna ask yourself these questions, and then you're gonna become a reverse engineer to figure out what you can do to solve those problems. Let me give you a few examples. If the transition time after school is the most difficult time for you, try to understand why. Could you maybe prepare snacks and activities in advance for the kids to make that time more enjoyable? If one of your pain points, one of your most frustrating tasks is cooking dinner every night, could you perhaps implement into your routine meal prepping, food planning, crock pot meals to make that process a little bit easier? Maybe a few times a week. You don't have to put all of that effort in with dinner. Let the crock pot do its job. Do you wake up in the morning and see a sink full of dishes and immediately get frustrated? Can you spend 5 minutes at night before you go to bed to clean up, tidy up the kitchen? That way when you wake up, that immediate feeling of frustration isn't there. You see what I mean? You indicate where your problems are and you figure out what can you do to alleviate those negative feelings. What can you do to prevent those pain points from occurring? It is simple stuff, but it's magic, guys. This implementation is something we call here at KitLife the Head Start habits. The concept of Head Start habits is that you're going to take the very end of your day, before you go to bed, you're gonna take the end of your day and you're gonna implement these intentional habits. Get them all done. We're busy, I know. When I say at the end of the day, I'm not talking about hours, guys. I'm talking about 10, 15, 20 minutes of little tasks that will really make your next day better. We have been using Head Start habits and tweaking our Head Start habits and loving our Head Start habits for years now. And we just know that if you're able to uncover those pain points, reverse engineer, and implement these Head Start habits into your life, that you will find that waking up on the wrong side of the bed never happens. I'd like to go ahead and give you our 8 samples 8 samples of Head Start habits that are some of our favorites and see if any of them jive with you. So first one, prep the coffee, because priorities, we've got to caffeinate, right? No talkie before coffee. The second one is to pack lunches and snacks. And this one specifically comes from me. This is something that I always do because that transition time, either in the morning transition time before school, and also the transition time after school and after work, those tend to be the hardest times for me. So I like to prepare in advance for sure there. Setting out your clothes. You know, we're groggy and sleepy in the morning. And so it's nice to just kind of lay out your clothes with a fresh set of eyes the night before. Don't forget to get your shoes and accessories out as well. Pack your gym bag. This is a key, right? Because if we've got that gym bag already packed, it's going to be difficult for us to not go. Got to set ourselves up for success. Try to tidy up the house as well, especially the common areas, the areas that you're in quite a bit. It's going to make you feel good, nice and fresh when the morning arrives. Empty the dishwasher. This one's right along with tidy. Man, there's nothing worse than going to put your breakfast plate into the dishwasher and finding that it's not put away. So that's a good one. Review your daily accomplishments. I think this one's huge as well. We, of course, are planner people. I've mentioned that. Paper and pen all the way. It's always nice to take your agenda, take your planner at night. I like to do this in my bed and go through what you've accomplished. First of all, recognize your accomplishments for the day and feel good about them. But then also understand what needs to float onto the following day. You know, if you didn't complete a task or if there's something that you need to follow up on, it's a really nice time to kind of translate and transfer those things over into the day ahead. And then the last thing also has to do with that planner is preparing for the day in advance. Make sure that your agenda is kind of laid out. Make sure you move those things forward just like we talked about, and make sure that when that day arrives, you are ready to slay it and you are ready for it. Guns a-blazing, right? All right. So those are our 8 top tips. We would love to hear from you, what habits you guys end up implementing, and we so appreciate you listening. Have a great day.